Hello students, welcome back to NEET WORLD channel. This is Narayani, I am your botany educator. So in previous class we started the new chapter from second year botany, that is transport in plants. So in this chapter you are going to get the 4-mark questions. So before I am going to start the session, I would like to announce very important news for you. So we have started this NEET special program from August 1st onward. The new batch is going to start from the 1st August 2025. If you are really passionate about your dream, so this is the best platform for you. By affordable fees, we are providing from NCERT level to highest level. So whatever the way the question is asked, you can able to answer this type of a question. So one-on-one mentorship is provided, doubt solving sessions will be there. So if you have really passionate about your dream, this is the best platform for you. We are giving just rupees for 3,333 per month. Yes. So if you are really get into our institute, either offline or online mode, we will be there for you. And contact with this number, then we will give you all the information about our institute. So, and another more important news. This is our Telegram group channel. By scanning this QR code, you going to access our Telegram channel. So what are the benefits you get in this by joining in our Telegram group is daily quizzes of biology, chemistry, physics and also mathematics. Pre-live classes schedule will be dropped here in the Telegram group. Thereby you can join on time with us, and free resources, whatever the free resources will be there, we will drop in the Telegram channel. And one of the most important thing, one-on-one doubt solving sessions will be there here. So don't forget to join in our Telegram group channel. So we discussed yesterday the water potential question. Before I am starting the session, I will just recap the yesterday's class, students. So why transport happens in short distance also, long distance also. For short distance, it will take the diffusion, facilitated diffusion, right. So for the cytoplasmic streaming, it will go through the active transport. Is the active transport need energy? Of course, it is need the energy. Coming to the long distances, plants exhibit the vascular system. So which means they can the water from the soil which reaches to the top of the tip of the leaves by through xylem, right. And but the phloem which is prepared in the tip, which is prepared in the topmost layer of the plant, is the phloem exhibits the bidirectional, right. So transport happens both short distances and also long distances. The transport is in plants mainly of passive transport and active transport, right. Active transport need energy, and coming to the passive transport, they do not require any energy. In the passive transport, diffusion. Is the diffusion require any living system? No, they do not require any living system. Coming to the facilitated diffusion, there is a requirement of the membrane, right. There is a requirement of the membrane. Here the hydrophilic molecules will be contact with this, and then it will rotate. Then the movement of molecules will be coming to the intracellular space. Got it? So, and is the facilitated diffusion is of, if the molecules travel in the same direction, it will be the sympod. If they are going to opposite, if they are exhibiting opposite sides, it is a antipode, right. If they are going only single direction, it is a unipode direction, right. So let's see, for the diffusion, is the requirement of any membrane proteins? They require any membrane? No, they do not require any membrane. For the facilitated diffusion, they require the membrane, right. They require the membrane. Coming to the active transport, is they require membrane, of course they also require membrane. That is why they are selectively permeable membrane. We all know that plasma membrane is a selectively permeable membrane. It will not allow all molecules. They are highly selective membrane. So active transport occurs by the pumps. So from the low concentration to the high concentration. For the facilitated diffusion, from the high concentration to the low concentration. Got it? So is need any energy here for the diffusion? No. And the facilitated diffusion? Of course yes. And the active transport? So in the facilitated diffusion also it does not require any energy. For the active transport? Of course yes. Right? So coming to the uphill movement from the low concentration to the high concentration. So in the diffusion we can see that? No. Right? For the facilitated diffusion? No. For the active transport? Yes. Right? So this is what about the yesterday's class we discussed, and not only this students, that plant growth regulators, right, they are strictly polarized in manner, which means they are produced at one place and their action will be the another place, right. The source to sink, the place where they are produced and the place they where show action. Got it? So this is about the yesterday's class we discussed, and also saturation point. So what is meant by saturation? So these protein, this trans membrane is there, no? So it will reaches maximum. How many molecules can transfer it? It will attaches. Then when it is become maximum, it rotates and it releases into the intracellular spaces. So is the saturation point occurs in the diffusion? No. And in the facilitated diffusion? Of course yes. So all molecules will not be transported, only hydrophilic molecules which are there, they will be transported to the intracellular spaces of the membrane. And for the active transport? Of course yes. Got it? Now see, we discussed yesterday's class about the water potential is the first question of the IPE for the important question, right. So what is the notation of the water potential, students? That is psi, right. So which measures in the particles, right. So when we are when it is that the diffusion of water, we call it as osmosis, right. So when the osmosis occurs in plant, so is the pure water is negative or positive? It is always exhibit the 0, because the random water molecules have energy called kinetic energy. They will show the pure water having the 0, right. So it expressed in the particles, right. It's when the pure water is taken in the standard temperature and pressure, it will take as a 0. See, I will let you remember fastly, then we will do the next question. So this is the water. This water having, these are the water molecules. They have some energy. That energy is kinetic energy. They are freely moving now, right. That is why it is in the pure water, it will be the 0. The standard temperature and pressure, it will be the pure water is taken as 0. So now for this I added the solutes. So now I added to this water I added the solutes. See. So for dilution of these solutes, the water also uses the energy now. So it means how many solutes we are adding, that much it will become the negative. It will not go to positive, it will negative. So if I added the 1 concentration of the solutes, it will become the -1. If I added the 2 concentration of solutes, it will become -2. How much concentration I am adding to in the pure water, it will go to the negative. Got it? Coming to the pressure potential. In the pressure potential, the more water, it will exhibit more pressure. It is always directly proportional. The more the water will have, the more the water potential will have. If the more water is going to the root, what will happen? The water potential of the pressure potential of the water is also higher, right? See, here this is the water molecules. So, added more water to this. What will happen? The more water is accumulated in the cell, which means the more energy of the water is exhibiting, right? More energy is exhibiting, which means it exhibiting the more pressure also. It exhibiting the more pressure also. It is always goes to the positive. In the xylem only, it will goes to the negative, right? The formula of the water potential is psi W is equal to psi S plus psi P. Psi W is the water potential and psi S is the solute potential and psi P is the pressure potential. Got it? So, this is what about yesterday we discussed. So, let us see the now today's session. Of the next question is the plasmolysis. What is meant by plasmolysis and how it is particularly useful to us is the question. So, to understand this question, we have to know about what is plasmolysis, right? So, the plasmolysis is nothing but the loss of water of the cell when it is kept in a hypertonic solution. That is nothing but plasmolysis. When the cell is placed in the concentrated solution, the losing of the water, we call it as plasmolysis, right? See. So, plasmolysis. When the cell is, it is a process of losing water, when it is kept under the, when it is kept in a hypertonic solution. So, to know about this plasmolysis, what is hypertonic solution, right? So, hypertonic solution means concentrated solution. What is that, students? That is concentrated solution, which means like if I take salt or sugar, any of it I diluted in the water. So, that is the concentrated solution. That is the concentrated solution. So, when the cell is placed in the hypertonic solution, the cell loses water. Why it is? Because the water having the basic rule. The basic rule of water is, or it always travels to the low solute to the high solute. Always it travels to the low solute to the high solute, which means, see, it is the, this is the plate having the sugar solution. So, I placed the cell here. So, first the cell don't have any see, I took the piece of cucumber, slice of cucumber. So, what I did in the slice of cucumber, here now it is don't have any of the concentrated solution is not there, which means low solute. Is there is having any solute? No, it is in the condition of low solute. Now, I placed in the sugar solution. So, what will happen here? It is having the high solutes are there. No, it is because I mixed with the sugar. The water is mixed with sugar, right? So, now I placed this slice of cucumber in the sugar solution. What happens here? So, the water in the cell always moves from the low solute to the high solute area. Na? So, whatever the water present in this cell, it will move out of the, it will move out of the cell and to the higher concentration solute area. This is the water basic rule. See, this is the plasmolyzed cell which is placed in the hypertonic condition. So when I kept in a concentrated solution, the water is moving out of the plasma membrane. It is moving out of the plasma membrane. So this is the cell which I placed in the hypertonic solution. So now this is the hypotonic solution, which means, see, it is the pure water. It is a distilled water. So it is the distilled water. I kept the cell here. What happened? So here there is now the cell having the cell don't have any solutes, right? So in the hypotonic solution, the water gets into the cell. So that cell become turgid. If I took the equal concentration, in the cell, in the glass jar also having the same sugar solution, and this cell is also having the same solution. So which means same solution, it becomes the flaccid. It becomes the flaccid. Got it? This is what about the plasmolysis. It is nothing but the process of losing water when it is kept in the hypertonic solution. It can be reversible. So how it can be reversible? When I kept in the hypotonic solution, it will be reversible. Got it? Now see the question here. So what they explain, what is meant by plasmolysis, how it is practically useful to us. How it is practically useful to us. So now we are going to learn about this. Plasmolysis means the shrinkage of the protoplast. The shrinkage of the protoplast. What is meant by protoplast? Protoplast is the exception of cell wall. The exception of cell wall, which means consisting of plasma membrane, cytoplasm and nucleus, See, it is the shrinkage of protoplast of a cell due to loss of water and turgor. Why is the loss of water is occurring? Because what is the basic rule of the water? It always moves from the low solute to the high solute, which means when we placed the slice of piece in the concentrated solution, so the water which is present in the slice, it will be move out from this slice and goes to the higher solute area, which means the mixed solution of the sugar or salt, it will be go there, right? When the loss of water occurs, the slice shows the shrinkage, right? So it is a shrinkage of protoplast of cell by loss of water and turgor. This happens when plant cell is placed in the hypertonic solution. What is in the hypertonic solution? The solution having the concentrated, which means either we added the salt water or sugar water, that is nothing but the concentrated solution, right? So water molecules inside the cell move out of to the solution. Whatever the water content is present in the slice piece, it will be go out to the higher concentrated area of solute area, it will go, because what is the basic rule? The solutes always move from the the water is always moves from the low solute area to the high solute area, right? So then cell membrane shrinks. When the cell membrane shrinks, which means the plasma membrane consisting of cytoplasm and nucleus, it will be shrinks away from the cell wall. Away from the cell wall. Whatever the water is there, it will be come out of the cell to the higher concentration area. Got it? So when it will be reversible? When I again kept in the hypotonic solution. Got it? Now see, this causes because in the hypotonic solution, see, if this is the hypotonic solution. This is the hypotonic solution. There is no having any less solutes are having. In the cell, I kept in the piece of cells which was shrinked. In the when I kept in the hypertonic solution, which means the concentrated solution, the cell shows the shrinkage, right? So that cell I kept in the hypotonic solution, which means there is no solutes. Okay. So when I kept here, what happened? Again it regaining its shape because the cell doesn't have any solutes, right? But in the hypotonic solution, the water having the some amount of solutes, right? So again it regain its shape. Got it? Now see, this caused the protoplast shrinkage away from the wall. What is it? It was showing the protoplast shrinkage. What is meant by protoplast? Exception of the cell wall, which means plasma membrane consisting of plasma membrane, nucleus and cytoplasm. Got it? This leads to the separation of plasma membrane of the cell wall. This leads to the separation of plasma membrane from the cell wall. See, I will show the picture of it. Wait 1 minute. So see here. So this is the picture. You can observe. 1 minute. So in the first picture what I showed, the shell was shrinked, right, away from the cell wall, right. Wait, I will show you. So when it will be reversible, when that cell is kept in the hypotonic solution, it will be reversible. So when cell becomes the flaccid, when the more amount of water is there, the more pressure will be there, right. Then the cell will be flaccid. 1 minute. Okay. See here. See this picture. This is the plasmolized cell. The cell becomes away from the cell wall because whatever the water is present in the cell, it is came out from the cell. Whatever the water content is present in the plasma membrane, in the protoplast, which means the protoplast includes the plasma membrane, nucleus and cytoplasm. Whatever the water is present is sent out, right. So if I want to get back to the cell again, it's regain its shape, I have to kept in the hypotonic solution, right, because it is having no solutes, or else low in solutes, because whatever the water is there, it will be sent out to the outside of the cell, right. Now I kept with this low solute cell in the hypotonic solution, which is having the distilled water. So here the cell having low solutes. Now I kept in the distilled water having some solutes, right. So again it will be regain its shape. Got it? Now see the next point. So here the next point. So can we see in the practically? Of course, when we see in the practical. So when we are keeping the pickles, right? So then we will observe in the practically. 1 minute. So this is how the plasmolysis works. What are the basic movement, the basic rule of the water? It always travels from low solute area to the high solute area. The plasmolysis is nothing but the loss of water in the cell when it is kept in the hypertonic solution, which means concentrated solution. Either the concentration is having the sugar or salt, anything. Got it? So 1 minute. See, the cell is said to be, if the shrinkage happened when we kept in the concentrated solution, that should be said to be plasmolized cell. The cell should be called as plasmolized cell. What are the practical applications we can do? Salting of pickles and preservation of fish, meat, prawns. These are the practical applications we can see. While doing the pickles also we will use the excess salt because of loss of water. Thereby we can prevent from the spoilage of food, right? Coming to the next question. So here is the next question is, ascent of sap. So, what is the ascent of sap? The upward movement of water from the roots to the leaves is called ascent of sap. The uphill, the uphill movement of water from the roots to the tip of the leaves. Why the leaves require water? For the photosynthesis. To prepare the food, one of the main required element for the photosynthesis is water, right? 1 minute. So, then now we have to understand the ascent of sap. So, let us see here. What is this? You see, the ascent of sap is the upward movement of water through xylem. Water through xylem against the gravitational force, which means it is the plant. Consider it is a coconut plant. The water used to travel from the ground level to the higher level. From the ground level to the higher level. How it is transporting? From the roots to the tip of the leaves. From the roots to the tip of the leaves by the xylem. So, at the for the long distances, we are not prefer the plant not prefer the short distances. The short distance transport, it always prefer the long distance transport. They prefer the vascular system. They prefer the vascular system. It includes xylem and also phloem. Xylem is involves in transport of water and minerals. It is always show the unidirectional way. It always shows the unidirectional. Is the phloem shows the unidirectional, bidirectional? It is the bidirectional. It will show the bidirectional. Which means whatever the food is prepared in the tip of the leaves, it will be translocated to the all parts of the plant. Wherever it is required, it will uses, and then rest of it is stored. The food is prepared in the upper layers of the leaves, right? So, now see how actually the water is travelling. Let us see here. So, in the first, the water present in the soil reaches the root hair, then it is see, the water absorbs by the root hair, then it comes to the epidermis, then these are the cortical cells. After cortical cells, this is the endodermis. This strip is what we call, this is the Casparian strip. This is the Casparian strip. After crossing the Casparian strip, it will reaches the vessels. These are xylem vessels. These are xylem vessels. So, after this reaching the water in the xylem vessels, it should be transported against the gravity, no. So, they are using the cohesion and adhesion. What is meant by cohesion and adhesion? Let us see here. So, see, exactly the water moves from by using the apoplastic and symplastic pathways, they reaches the xylem. What is the apoplastic and symplastic pathways? So, see, here the first epidermis, right? Through the cytoplasm, which means the water is travelling in these cells and passing to the cortex, then endodermis, then pericycle, it reaches the xylem. And the water is transported from the roots to the leaves, right? Coming to the apoplastic pathway through cell wall, which means through the intercellular spaces. Like this, the water is travelling. Again, this Casparian strip is came in between. Then it shows the cytoplasmic streaming. Then it will go enter into the xylem vessels. What is the symplastic pathway? The water is travelled through the cytoplasm within the cell. Coming to the apoplastic pathway, the water is reaches through the intracellular spaces, which means by the plasmodesmata, it reaches to the xylem. Then the water is sent to the upper part of the trees, right? So, now what is the cohesion and adhesion? So, see, these are the water molecules, they are bind each other. Let us assume that it is a straw. See, this is the straw. This is the straw. So, when you are drinking the some cool drink, what you will say? You suck the this straw. What will happen? The water molecules are binding present in the cool drink, what will happen? This is the glass thing that having some drink or juice or else anything. So this is the water. What happen when you are giving the pressure? What will happen? The water molecules binds, right? This is nothing but the mutual attraction between the water molecules is cohesion. The mutual attraction between the water molecules is cohesion. Coming to the addition. What is the addition? So these are water molecules are going pass through by this narrow tube now. So this is the addition. By binding the water molecules, they use the addition by contacting with its polar surface, which means traveling surface. It reaches through the upwards, right? So this is what about the cohesion and addition. Let's see the question now. See the question now. So how does ascent of sap occurs in tall trees? It is the upward movement of water through xylem against the gravitational force, right? The water should be transported from against the gravity, right? If I drop this pen, it will attract it to the soil because of the gravity, right? So, but water you have to transport from the roots to the for all parts of the plant through against the gravity, the water should travel. So the pressure should be applied by the plants, right? So the upward movement of water through xylem against the gravitational force. In that, major key role plays by the transpiration. Transpiration. What is meant by transpiration? The loss of water in the form of water vapor in the plants is called transpiration. Why the transpiration is occurring? So how the transpiration? So how the water molecules go out from the plant? By through the stomata. By through the stomata. So the exchange of gases and water, loses by the stomata. Consider 100% of water is absorbed by the root. In that, 99% of water will be sent out through by transpiration. Only 1% of water is utilized by the plants, that's all. So that is much significant role plays by the transpiration. Why the transpiration will happen? Because of the temperature, right? Because of the temperature. Transpiration plays significant role in the ascent of sap. The ascent of xylem sap depends on three physical properties. It depends on the uphill movement of water against the gravity exhibits three physical movements. What are those? Let's study those. So cohesion. What is meant by cohesion? The mutual attraction between the water molecules. Okay, so it is a straw. So when you are giving the pressure to when you are sucking the straw, what will happen? The water molecules slowly come into this straw and you will drink, right? Which means the mutual attraction between the water molecules are binding. That is cohesion. The mutual attraction between the water molecules is cohesion. Coming to the addition. What is meant by addition? Attraction of water molecules. Whatever the molecules are attracted, it will be come through the one tube by this narrow polar surfaces. See, this is the straw, right? So these are the water molecules are binded through the help of this one of the end of the straw. They are coming to the they are coming to the they are available for drinking, right? So attraction of water molecules to the polar surface is addition. Transpiration pull. What is transpiration pull? Driving force. So how we are sucking the straw, then we are getting the juice into our mouth, right? Like that, transpiration pull. Driving force for the upward movement of water. Driving force for upward movement of water. What is the factors responsible for transpiration? Mainly temperature, right? The more the temperature, the more the transpiration will be higher, right? These properties gives water to high tensile strength. So what is meant by tensile strength? So they are saying that these properties give high tensile strength. See, if two people are holding the rope, they are two sides they are pulling out. But the rope is not breaking, which means the rope has high tensile strength. The rope has high tensile strength. That is what about the having the, which means the mutual attraction between the water molecules are not breaking. That means the water having the high tensile strength and high capillarity. So to understand this capillarity, see. So when I took the bowl of water, I kept the one strip of paper in it. What will happen? You see the rays of water, right? That is means the capillarity. Okay, the liquid flows from the high to the low, right? So where it is not the present, which means that is capillarity. These properties give water to give high tensile strength and high capillarity. Got it? Now the process of photosynthesis require water, of course, right? One of the major component of the preparation of food for the plants is water. So the water is utilized for the utilization, the transpiration pull happens. So there should be the water molecules should not be break in that, which means the water should have high tensile strength. So further transpiration pull is necessary, which means environment will be the suitable for the plant to prepare the food, right? This system of xylem vessels, through the xylem vessels. What are the components of xylem? Xylem transports water. It always shows the unidirectional, right? The water and minerals which are present in the soil, it will be transport from the roots to the higher parts through by xylem vessels. So these are the long tubes which are essential for the, mostly for the tall trees. They are the source for to get to prepare the food. From the root to the leaf supplies from the needed water. Wherever the parts needed the water, the xylem vessels are transported the water. This was about the ascent of sap. Got it? So let's see the tomorrow's session of the new question that is transpiration is necessary evil. Why they call transpiration is a necessary evil? See, we'll see in the next session. So if you have answer, please let me know in the comment section. If you have any doubt, please let me know. I will solve your doubts. This is what about the today's session, students. Let's meet in the tomorrow session. So before I am winding up the class, I would like to announce very important news for you. So here we are starting the NEET special program from August 1st onwards. If you are really passionate about your dream, this was the best platform, because we are providing this course for just rupees 3,333 per month. Yes, if you are really passionate, you can join either by offline mode or online mode. If you want to choose the offline mode, you can come to our institute name called Narayani present in Hyderabad. If you want to join through online, down scrolling number is there, contact with that number. Then we will give you access in our app name called MedWorld. So this is what about our special program, and what are the programs we are providing. So we are providing the live plus recording sessions for the online people and offline people, and full NCERT syllabus is covering by from the basic to the higher level, and well crafted study material is provided. Along with that, one of the most important thing, one-on-one mentorship is providing, and doubt solving sessions will be there by expert faculty. So these are all giving just for 3,333 per month. So this was the program. We are starting from the 1st August. The batches are already going on. Limited seats are available. If you want to really dedicated person, this is the best platform for you guys. This is what about the today's session. Let's meet in the tomorrow session. Thank you.